All right, Toby, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Toby Lankford. I'm in Mineral, Texas. I'm the president of the High Plains Institute for Applied Ecology, and I am the founding resident of, or one of the founding residents of Mariposa EcoVillage. And that's a brief introduction, I guess.
Okay, so what is Mariposa?
Mariposa EcoVillage is a village we've been working on. I've actually been involved a little over a year with now, I said about a year and a half. And it's been a project that's been 10 years in the making. Mary and a group of other people, a couple of professors from the biosphere, they're actually involved with Mariposa down in the past. In fact, the founding idea, I believe, was actually Phil Hawes, Dr. Phil Hawes, who was involved with Biosphere 2, and we still have a member of our board with HPI, Dr. Tony Burgess, who's a professor at GCU, who is also involved with Biosphere 2, but is involved with so many things, a renowned environmental sciences teacher, and so it's an interesting collaboration, and it's an interesting project. You can go to mariposavillage.com or mariposaamarillo.com and maybe.org, and there's more information on the web there for that.
What kind of programming are you running? What are you guys doing on the ground?
The places. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What are you guys doing on the ground?
Um, my family has lived here off grid for over a year. I have an assistant who's also lived up on land for a year, for a little over a year. We've during that time, 10 or 12 months, we lived on rainwater alone. We're completely off grid, all solar, water heat, solar electric. We do use propane, but we use 220 $220 of propane. Lasted for over a year. We just replaced it. I'm not sure how much we had to replace it with. I haven't received that bill yet, so
Yeah.
so I don't have that information. But less than $20 for electric for the house. In maintenance, less than $100 in maintenance for the water system. And I mean, these are my year cost. And on the system itself, you're looking at the 6-year payoff with the federal incentives. And 3-year payoff on the water heat, 6-year payoff on the photovoltaic, and it's been pretty interesting experiment to say the least.
What was the upfront investment?
I honestly don't know the full cost of all this. It's my involvement is kind of interesting how I have became involved with all this. I've worked with Mary Emily, the actual land owner. I've worked with her for several years with HPAI, and other nonprofit work and through other community work. And she had Dr. Phil Hawes was the initial concept, the initial idea, and the ground was never actually broken. And then I guess probably closer to 4 to 5 years ago, they brought on another lady, Linda Lloyd, who came on and really fought through the red tape to get a road, to establish a road. This is this is a brownfield site.
Okay.
We're about to retire it as a caliche strip mine. I mean,
Okay.
it's been used as a caliche strip mine for probably 60, 70 years.
Are you guys growing food?
I'm sorry?
Are you guys growing food?
Yes, we grow food here. We raise animals here. We have pigs, donkeys. We have goats. We have sheep. We have cows. We have a milk cow. My daughters have miniature ponies. I'm hoping to get a horse program going here soon again. I had to sell my horses when I moved here because I didn't have time to put up corrals. And this office that I'm in right now, we've actually only been in for about 3 weeks. After a little over a year, almost a year and a half, I finally get to establish my office again. Compressed earth block, and it's really neat building. It's amazing. It's been standing here for I guess almost 2 years, and it's my favorite building out here.
So your office building is a CEB building?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what kind of covering do you have on the walls? Just stucco, or how'd you do that?
It's clear.
It's what?
Clay plaster and then lime plaster on the
Oh,
outside
okay.
on the exterior.
Okay. So,
Yeah, clay plaster on the inside, lime plaster on the outside.
okay. So, Toby, are you guys replicating the CEV press right now, or?
Um, we're actually getting ready to get into this project, replicating the CB press. I was actually going to make the Power Cube first,
Uh-huh.
and we have several ideas on the Power Cube and how we would like to work with this. The compressed earth block machine. I just bought a dump truck and a backhoe, and
Nice.
so or we did out here, and so the dump truck actually has quick connects on it.
Uh-huh.
And so we're going to just go ahead and dive into the CEV machine because that's what we really need to get into and
Okay.
working on.
So you're gonna use the dump truck. Is the dump truck the one with the quick connect?
Yes,
So you can run the CEV off the truck.
absolutely.
Okay, that's good because if you wanted to do the Power Cube, I would suggest talking to Tom Griffin. He's doing the new iteration of it. It's prototype number 6. He's actually in
Okay.
Dallas. I think he's in Dallas. But he's taking it to the next level, so it'd be good to kind of wait till that's done anyway.
Oh, really? As in what level?
He's refining the design. So that,
Oh, okay, fantastic.
yeah, so you we can put you in contact. I just expanded my job. I'm gonna start really working with all the independent replicators. So I'm gonna kind of make
Okay.
sure that everybody's
Fantastic.
working together in a team, and I'll be checking in, and I'll make sure that you guys are connected. But so when do you guys think you're gonna start doing this?
I actually like to start getting into it within the next inside the next 2 weeks. I have a student. It's really interesting how I met the student that came out here who's working for us for the summer. He's a he's a senior in high school this year. Excuse me, this coming school year. His name is Jesus Barrera. He goes to Palador High School, which is one of our high schools in our definitely. What are the words I'm looking for? I mean, it's one of our sides of the town we're really working on, really working with and building community, and just a lot of need in the community, a lot of civic need all the way around, and he's doing a great job over there. I'm working on an introduction with his vocational teacher to see if they'd like to get into the Global Village construction set as a project for a long-term project as well, to go along with what we're doing out here. But Jesus Barrera he competed last year in welding in his vocational school, or in his vocational training in the high school, in vocational classes, I should say, and then extracurricular competitions. And he placed second at regionals out of 150 students with his welding skills, and placed fourth in state, just barely missing getting to go to national competition.
Wow.
And he showed me his work. I've actually, the introduction is really funny because I've actually been purchasing feed from his family for a while for our animals, because they purchase feed from local sources here.
Yeah.
Just grain, and then they turn around and sell it at reasonable prices. And I supplement what we feed our hogs. We feed our hogs slop from restaurants, actually, human food waste, things that would just go in the trash otherwise. We feed to our hogs, and we supplement it with some grain that we try to find locally here. And so I was purchasing grain from them, and they had a nice welder there, and I commented on it because I do metal work myself. And the little brother said that he welded, and so next time I just said, hey, you weld me. He just really lit up. It was really interesting kid. He's just really hard worker, and I could tell he really worked with his family well, and it really was a real part of doing that, and really excited about it. And he just had such an enthusiasm for the welding. I was like,
Hey, Toby, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Yes.
Let me plug my computer, and I just got a warning. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Martian and I have talked about youth programming And
Yes.
you know who Marchin is, right?
Who now?
Marchin,
Yeah, he is the actual
the founder.
uh, originator of this idea, right?
Yeah, so he's receptive to the idea of doing youth programming, and so it sounds like you've already got.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I'm sorry. Yeah, everything that we do is based in education. I mean, uh, it's real funny. I like to call what we're doing out here. It's kind of formed into what we're doing out here. I like to call it applied pioneering. I mean, we're out here trying new concepts on the high plains, based in place, based in. I mean, there's people all over the country, all over the world doing lots of interesting and a lot of similar things and things that we're doing. So I don't think that we're doing anything original per se, but it's certainly a conversation in this area that's not held. I'm not sure if you're aware of Texas politics or all of those things, but it's really hadn't been very conducive to this movement. But there is a real big craving for it, really coming along from all sides and all sides of the spectrum of homesteading and survivalism and just sustainability. Uh, and I've worked with all these different circles in political circles and in educational circles and civic circles and professional circles, and they're all starting to really come together, and that's really what all this is about. And then applied pioneering is we're willing to get out here and make the mistakes, get out here and do what we need to do, and learn from other people's mistakes. I mean, certainly if we want to. Well, we want to step in where y'all are at. We don't want to just reinvent the wheel, because that would be ignorant of us to do so. Y'all have already gone this far, but we certainly want to contribute, because we're definitely about open source and we're really just about people and people taking care of them. Having the ability to take care of themselves on their basic needs and having that freedom and understanding what that freedom is, and not and getting out of this indentured society that we're in at this point, not removing ourselves from society, but empowering ourselves with the freedom to be able to work better in the society, I guess, and
Yeah,
hopefully society
you're
better.
you're clearly on message with us for sure, and
Fantastic.
we feel like
Love it.
everybody who's out there replicating the technology is experimenting with it, applying it to unique circumstances, and adopting it. And then if you feed back with what you learn, you can definitely participate in a process of co-creation.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Um,
Well, we need open feedback loops. I mean,
that's right.
having these
Feedback.
and
That's
creating
right.
feedback loops.
So you and I are taking that first step right now, because we're we're gonna formalize our Replicators Network now. We're gonna really keep this
Fantastic.
dialogue as something we focus on. So I'll hook you up with all the other guys. There's someone in Montana who recently just did the Power Cube in the CEB. You can talk to them and get their info and experience, learn from their experience on replicating it. They didn't even talk to us. They just used our documentation and did it, and then they showed up.
Right.
That was pretty cool, because
Awesome.
we didn't need to support that. We didn't need to solve the problems. They were able to just use that and figure it out. But the other thing I want to tell you about is there's a guy named Dan Schellenberg, and he's somewhere in Texas. I don't know the name of the town, but he's actually made some refinements on the CEB design. And one of our lead fabricators is down there helping him with a new replication, and she's documenting what he improved. So we definitely want to get you the most current documentation before you begin, and we can do that.
That's amazing. We do appreciate that. And then, is there anybody else? I didn't see anything about changing having a changeable brick box, basically, where the block box, where we could change sizes of the blocks.
Okay.
And that was something we definitely wanted to try to experiment with and work on. That we could make different sizes for different needs. I mean, perhaps a well house doesn't need to be 18 inches thick, but a home we'd certainly like, or definitely some areas of the home, reinforced areas of the home, and that type of thing. really encourage you to go to Mariposa Amarillo. Let me check and make sure .com or .org real quick.
Well, actually, Toby, before you do that, I was gonna ask you,
Yes.
can you send me an email that's just kind of like a written orientation
Yes.
on who you are and also who's on your team, and then if you have any resources that you think that we should look at, will you send those our way so that I have kind of like a one-stop shop for everything that you're connected to? I can look at your network and anyone that you think should be an advisor or anything. Could you put that all in an email for me?
Yes, I certainly will see what we can do. I mean, it may take a few days to get some of that together. I mean, to
Okay.
get all that together in one package for you.
Sure.
But yeah, we can certainly give you as much information as possible, and certainly put you in the direction of what we're doing. Just so you know what we're doing, because the Global Village Construction Center is exactly what we would love to build and have on hand ourselves eventually, to have the entire setup ourselves. Because I mean, we're building an entire community here from scratch, and taking these lessons and within our greater metropolitan area. We're actually just outside of Amarillo. It's a community of 180,000 people. It's not gigantic, but of course I grew up in a town of 2,500 people, so it's always been big for me.
Yeah.
But we're working with colleges. We have an English class going on right here. I'm really trying to encourage cross discipline.
Yeah.
You know, I really agree with Heinlein that specializations for insects. You know, I myself, I'm a carpenter by trade, but I do metal work, and I work on my own vehicles. I raise our own animals, and we garden, and capable of doing so many things. I've healed my own broken bones, you know, without ever going to a doctor. I've stitched myself up if need be. You know, I mean, able to do these things. Not encouraging that for everybody, but having the ability to do so many things and teach people that this is what gives you freedom.
Toby, can you come here?
Knowledge and ability. Pardon me?
Can you come here?
Absolutely.
When could you make a visit?
I'm not sure. We are very busy, and we are starting to try to outreach and visit with people and learn, go places and learn what they're doing, and if we can have any input and encourage, you know, and if there's anything that we can add, certainly try to add what we can. We're actually presenting at Growing Power on September 7th, 8th, and 9th this year at the International Urban Ag Conference. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, at growingpower.org.
Yeah, I've been out there. Yep.
Oh, have you? Fantastic. Over there in Milwaukee. Yeah, we're presenting there this year. So I would anticipate that I probably couldn't get there till after September.
All right. Do you
well, you're in Kansas. Are you in Kansas?
Missouri.
In Missouri. So you're actually not that far away, and I've actually got a brother over there. And so, I'll tell you what, I might possibly be able to slip over there in July.
That'd be a good time. We definitely need a mechanical fabricator right now, someone who can do work on engines and do fabrication. The other thing you could do is, you know, we can create a network where we've got we're sharing talent. So as you raise up the people in your area, and we need some specialized skills, they might be able to come out and work with us, and then we can send people your way. And so if that's not convenient now, there's no need to burden yourself right now. You don't have to force a trip if you're not ready for it right now. But
well, if I'm able to help, I mean, I certainly would like to be able to help wherever I can and contribute in any way that I can. I do like the ideas of talent sharing as we all grow and have the ability to do those things. You know, talent sharing is certainly something that I encourage. And I certainly hope that I can teach some people that head that way. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's so many people here that are teaching great things and are so part of so many things. And I guess I'm really just trying to to be an aggregate at this point for all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
for those people.
Sounds like you're a hub
I'm
over
fairly
there.
good at networking. And pardon me.
It sounds like you're a hub over there, so you got to be on ground, on site.
Yeah, I really try. I mean, I think that's really been. I think that's one of my challenges is putting people in touch with other people. I'm pretty handy at that. Putting people in touch with other people. I think I've made a lot of people a lot of money that way, and just I think I've hopefully transferred some ideas that would have people bring the right ideas together so that they could really, move forward exponentially as opposed to the linear path they were on.
There you go. Yep. All right, man. So, Toby,
But
what?
no, I so much appreciate you reaching out to us, and we definitely want to continue these conversations. We're going to be talking to engineering classes at the local university and college here. So I really would like multiple age groups and multiple generations. I'm really hoping to bring some machine shop, some people with machine shop experience in just kind of really transgenerational, education and learning as well. I think something that we're really trying to encourage here. And sounds like, this open source stuff is just all. I've been fascinated by it for probably about a year now, and I'm just now getting into where we can dig into it, and I found a kid I think is talented enough to really help us out with it, and I can turn him loose on some of it, and so I think that we'll have some information soon. And please, if y'all have to, I'll email this information soon. If y'all need to email me for anything, you have any questions or any way that we could think we might be able to contribute, we certainly want to make those resources available where we can.
And do you guys all are you a Spanish speaking community? Are there multiple people who speak Spanish?
Yes, I'm a terrible Hispanic myself, and I really wish that I did know Spanish myself, and it's something I need to take time. Maybe I can trade out someday. Somebody can sit down with me and teach me.
No, you're fine.
We do have plenty of bilingual people. Pardon me?
I was just thinking some of our documentation needs translation, and we don't have anybody who's got hands-on experience yet with building the machines who's bilingual, but there's no need to force that. It'll come. I was just checking in.
Well, and we have. We are a very rich. This is community here with. Very diverse. I think we're somewhere around 42% Hispanic now. In our county here in Potter County, and I'm pretty sure that we've just in this census became majority minority in the county. And we have a huge Somalian and Malaysian
cool
community here, Vietnamese. We have a really diverse community here, and we're really hopefully can get all the really try to bring everybody together. And there's so many nonprofits and community groups here that are doing amazing things, and I think. This is one of the things that's been frustrating to me is that everybody does their own project. Everybody wants to do, they get it in their head. They're like, oh, well, I want to take off and go start my own group, and it's like, as opposed to first seeking out, are there groups that are already doing these things, and is there a way that we can combine, or can we do something a little bit different in between the two of them, work together and solve other solutions, and so that's really something that I really, hopefully, in my position with HPI, so really trying to bring together the sustainable, the homesteading, the gardening, the farmers markets, and I've had people from Lubbock reach out to me here recently asking if they can come down there and visit with them, and I told them actually, please come here first, and we'll come see what you're doing, and we want to hear what y'all are doing first, and really listen, and then we can have some ideas of how we might, and then we can tell you what we're doing too, and not withholding, just saying we'll both tell each other what we're doing and glean from. I'm better at gleaning from conversation as opposed to saying, I think if you did this, this, and this, it's just, let me work with you together a little bit, and let's see where our talents lie and where our talents are mutually beneficial, and let's work with those.
Awesome.
And so
Excellent.
We're just trying to encourage that all the way around and across the board.
That sounds great. Um, okay, man. I'm totally encouraged to talk to you. I as far as that summary overview of what you your network and everything, you don't have to spend more than 5 or 10 minutes on it. It doesn't. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna publish it or anything. Just knock.
Oh, okay.
If you could knock that out, I'll respond to you with the latest data on the CEB so that you've got all the most current stuff, and I'll check on the modular blocks for you. Does that sound like a deal?
Oh, absolutely. That sounds great. And we have a guy here that's actually working on hydrogen,
Yeah.
and eventually we'd like to try to make a power cube with the hydrogen fuel cell.
Yeah, that's
So that
actually
works out.
that's totally
That'd be
viable.
awesome.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and so I'm just thinking that might be somewhere we might be able to contribute down the road. And if there's a fuel cell person, and then maybe we can build an electric. You know, we've got the hydrogen guy, and then we can build the electric electric cube. You know, and see how that works out.
Yep.
I think that would really be. I'm just encouraged by all y'all's work over there. I mean, I've been like I said, been looking at it for a year, admiring it, wishing I could be part of it, and wishing we had already started on ours by now. And I've been wanting to get into this project, and I think now we're bringing the talent together to really get this accomplished.
Excellent.
And it's from our end here, and so we definitely want to work on it here, and if we can help y'all up there in any way, certainly come out there. And I mean, I'm sure we'll have more of these conversations in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Call me up anytime, and we'll check in. All right.
Well, Aaron, it was a pleasure. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Toby. Have a good day.
Thank you.